Good morning, America. Losing Spirit. Thousands of passengers sent scrambling after the airline's sudden shutdown.
Spirit is gone, y'all. It's a sad day in America.
Ticket counters now ghost towns.
So that's $900 and something I've spent so far.
How customers can apply for refunds and rescue fares, and the outlook for air travel ahead.
How high can it go? The soaring cost of gas. How much more you're paying at each fill-up, and the big jump expected this summer. The rising cost of living sinking President Trump's approval rating. The results of our new ABC News Washington Post Ipsos poll this morning.
Britney Spears faces the music. The pop superstar's DUI case expected in court this week. Britney pulled over last month for allegedly driving erratically and arrested after field sobriety tests. Could she enter a plea deal? New GLP-1 studies showing the weight loss drugs may do more than help you shed pounds. The possible benefits for heart health and curbing cravings for alcohol. Dr. Darien Sutton right here to break it all down.
Comeback kids. The 76ers move on to the second round in a thriller coming down to the final moments.
Tyrese is taking over.
All the highlights.
Goes down.
Plus the look ahead to today's do or die Game 7s.
Strike a pose and strike a pose. Counting down to Monday's Met Gala, fashion's biggest night of the year. The celebrities set to stun on the red carpet, and the theme sure to inspire head-turning looks.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Sunday. Good morning, America.
Are you kidding me? Opening the show with Vogue?
Sure,
Ooh,
yeah. Red carpet.
Can't help but Vogue.
Good morning, America. It is great to have you on this Sunday. It is great to have Stephanie Ramos as well here on the desk with us. We're on the eve of the biggest night in fashion, right? We're talking about the Met Gala, of course, and we're going to be previewing that. And what a night in the NBA playoffs with the Sixers coming back from being down 3-1 in their series with the Celtics and advance to the second round. So we'll look at that.
Yep, a lot to talk about there, and we've got a lot of news coming up here. Our new ABC News poll just out this morning. The numbers on President Trump's job performance as the war in Iran sends gas prices skyrocketing here at home, and whether Americans trust Democrats on some top issues.
But we begin with the latest developments on the sudden end to Spirit Airlines, affecting 17,000 Spirit Airlines workers and thousands of travelers. ABC's Morgan Norwood is at Newark Liberty International Airport with more on the shutdown of the discount air carrier. Good morning, Morgan.
Stephanie, good morning to you. And for many travelers, especially Spirit ticket holders, their weekend trips, their trip back home has gotten even more complicated, with many showing up to busy terminals and packed ticket counters just like these, racing to rebook, only to find more confusion and sticker shock.
This morning, thousands of travelers scrambling after Spirit Airlines abruptly shut down after 34 years.
I had to scramble to find a new one, which was insanely hard because everyone's trying to find new flights.
Passengers from coast to coast showing up to airports only to find their flights canceled.
Spirit is gone, y'all. It's a sad day in America.
Spirit's final flight landing in Dallas just after midnight Saturday.
Last two Spirit Airlines flights ever. 1-2.
Now, signage stripped from terminals and passengers left scrambling. Alvin Harper was trying to get from Newark to South Carolina to handle a family emergency. He was forced to rebook, paying hundreds out of pocket.
So that's $900 and something I've spent so far. But I'm looking forward to getting my money back from Spirit, but when? How?
Many now faced with those unexpected costs.
Our Spirit flight was, I think, around like $500 or $600, and then we ended up going with Southwest, and it ended up being $1,200.
The collapse comes after Spirit failed to secure a last-ditch $500 million government bailout. I asked Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy why.
And what was the tension point there?
In the end, this was a creditor issue. Again, they have the final say of whether they want to do a deal with the government.
Duffy also criticizing the Biden-blocked JetBlue merger back in 2024, saying the airline was already struggling before the recent spike in fuel cost. But Spirit itself blaming those soaring prices amid the war in Iran, saying it had no alternative but to shut down. Now the focus is on getting people where they need to go. The Department of Transportation saying it's working with other major airlines to offer rescue fares, but the fallout goes far beyond passengers. More than 1,300 crew members being brought home and 17,000 employees now without a job.
I was in shock.
Michelle List is one of them. She's been a Spirit Airlines flight attendant for the past 12 years and was on one of those final flights before the carrier closed operations.
When we landed in Detroit, my first officer came out and said that the rest of the flights were canceled for the night. But once I got home and I got that email, I was up for hours praying that it was just some bad dream.
And certainly thinking about those Spirit employees. Now, if you are a Spirit ticket holder, here's what you need to know. If you book directly with your credit card, those refunds should have already hit your account. So double check there. If you use points or a voucher, that could take some time. That's going to go through the bankruptcy process. But we do have a full list of resources on our website right now at goodmorningamerica.com. Steph.
Really solid advice. Thanks so much, Morgan. Spirit Airlines cited rising jet fuel costs as a major factor in going out of business. The war-driven petroleum price spike also hitting Americans across the board as gas prices soar. ABC's Andrew Dimbert is here with the latest on the economic ripple effects. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning, Stephanie. Oil and gas prices not just impacting airlines, but everyday Americans. The week ended with the highest gas prices in 4 years, now averaging $4.44 a gallon, up 37 cents from last week and up $1.28 from last year. So let's put that in perspective. The average car has about a 15-gallon tank, so filling up last year cost you about $47. Now, same car, same gas, about $66. And to fill up mid-size SUVs, trucks, and vans, the disparity even more costly. Drivers I spoke to say it's forcing them to rethink their commute and cut back elsewhere in their budget. And a new ABC News Washington Post Ipsos poll finds 44% of Americans, nearly half, are cutting back on driving due to higher gas prices. And energy costs continue to soar with the war in Iran and the dueling blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, where 1/5 of the world's oil supply flows. And this video shared by CENTCOM shows all the stranded tankers, 45 ships forced to turn away as this choke point has a choke hold on global markets. And then there's the summer blend gas required by the EPA. It's seasonal. It happens every year, but it is more expensive to produce. It adds about 15 cents per gallon to the cost of gas, which is already expensive. Whit.
Something else to factor into all of this. Andrew, thanks so much. Overnight, President Trump saying he's reviewing a new peace proposal from Iran. Let's bring in ABC News Chief Global Affairs anchor Martha Raddatz, who will be hosting This Week later this morning. Martha, good morning. Always great to speak with you. So the president downplaying this new proposal right away, saying he can't imagine that it would be acceptable in that they have not yet paid enough of a price. What do we know about Iran's offer and the key sticking points here?
Yeah, with him saying they haven't paid a big enough price. They have paid a pretty big price so far with all those tactical successes of the U.S. military, but it seems like there is a long way to go. This proposal is much like the other proposals the Iranians have given with things they are asking for that President Trump is just not going to go for. His key thing here, of course, is the nuclear program. Even though they've said they've obliterated the nuclear program, we heard Pete Hegseth say this week, they still have ambitions. They also still have enriched uranium, and I think that is a key sticking point. The United States wants it out of there. They want the Iranians to get rid of that enriched uranium so they can't have it to try to build a bomb. But there remain many sticking points. There was a moment last night when the president was going to give a press conference. He decided against that and made those comments in what's called the gaggle on Air Force One.
Yeah, and Iran still with so much leverage over the Strait of Hormuz, given the ripple effect from this stalemate and the soaring gas prices here at home, how much pressure is the Trump administration under to reach a deal soon?
They are under enormous pressure, not only because of those gas prices and what our ABC News Ipsos Washington Post poll showed that Andrew just explained, but political pressure. We're 6 months away from the midterms. This is something voters feel. This is something voters feel every time they go to get gas, and it seems to only be getting worse. So a lot of pressure on President Trump
Martha Raddatz, and a lot to talk about in the show coming up. We appreciate it. Remember to tune into This Week later this morning. Martha interviews Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy about the ongoing fallout from the Iran war and the shuttering of Spirit Airlines, plus top Senate Armed Services Democrat Jack Reed. Gio?
Okay, Whit, now to a brand new poll out this morning amid the war with Iran, revealing a majority of Americans say the country is headed in the wrong direction. ABC News senior White House correspondent Selena Wang has the breakdown on this poll. Selena, good morning to you.
Yeah, Gio, good morning to you. So this new polling shows that President Trump's disapproval rating has hit a record high 62%. That is the worst of either of Trump's terms. And in this new ABC News Washington Post Ipsos poll, Trump is underwater on every single issue they tested, with 2/3 of Americans saying the country is headed in the wrong direction. But that being said, his base is still with him. 85% of Republicans approve, but look closer, the share who strongly approve has dropped to 45%, and that is the lowest among Republicans across both of his terms. Then if we dig into the issues that's driving this, about 3/4 of Americans disapprove of how Trump is handling the cost of living. Roughly 2/3 disapprove on the economy, the issue that Trump campaigned on, and a majority say using military force against Iran was a mistake, Gio.
Selena, you're also looking at how Democrats compare in this poll, and you say that trust is a big issue there, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Trust is a huge issue. And the bottom line here, Gio, is that even with these low numbers for Trump, Americans don't trust Democrats much more on the issues. The polling shows Democrats do lead, though, on trust to handle health care, education, and the cost of living, while Republicans still lead on immigration and crime, though that immigration lead has narrowed. And on the economy, the key issue, which has long been a Republican strength, the two parties, Gio, are actually now tied.
All right, Selena Wang there in Washington. Selena, thank you so much. Stephanie.
All right, Gio. Now to the battle over the abortion pill. Suddenly headed to the Supreme Court after an appeals court blocked health providers from dispensing it by mail. ABC's Olivia Rubin joins us now with those details. Good morning, Olivia.
Stephanie, good morning. This morning, one of the most sweeping abortion restrictions in years will take effect around the country unless the Supreme Court steps in. It comes after a panel of 3 appeals court judges, 2 appointed by President Trump, temporarily barred access to the abortion pill, mifepristone, by mail. That case stems out of Louisiana, which sued in part on claims the by mail pill skirted its statewide abortion ban. But remember, the FDA approved mifepristone in 2000, but eased restrictions in 2023 under the Biden administration, essentially no longer requiring women to go in person to get that pill. Now the Trump administration ordering an FDA review of the safety and efficacy of the drug, even though mifepristone, which is also used to treat miscarriages, has been widely and safely used by women for decades. And this would affect millions of women. Medication abortions accounted for about 2/3 of all abortions in the country in 2023. Now, here we are today. 2 drug makers of the pill have asked the Supreme Court to restore this access, though there's no word when or if it will. But guys, the court has actually addressed this issue before. Just 2 years ago, it unanimously rejected a similar challenge to this drug, but that was on the grounds of standing, and critically, the court left open the possibility for more challenges in the future. Guys.
And now another battle in the courts. Olivia Rubin for us. We appreciate it. Now to Britney Spears, the pop superstar facing a DUI charge with court action expected tomorrow. ABC's Jacqueline Lee has the latest.
This morning, the DUI case of Britney Spears is heading to court in 24 hours. The 44-year-old superstar is facing a misdemeanor DUI charge after California Highway Patrol responded to a report of an erratic driver back in March. After a series of field sobriety tests, authorities arrested Spears on suspicion of DUI. She's accused of being intoxicated with a mixture of alcohol and drugs.
When officers see someone driving erratically, they ask you to do particular sobriety tests. If you cannot pass them, that is typically when they make the arrest.
Since the arrest, Spears' team says she has been in a treatment program, calling the event unfortunate and inexcusable. The pop icon's arrest comes 5 years after fans rallied to free her from a long-standing conservatorship managed by her father. The singer rose to superstardom in the late 90s with her hit song, Baby One More Time. Throughout her 30-year career, she has suffered a number of personal struggles. Lately, there's been growing concern about the star's behavior, including some of her social media posts. And in 2023, Spears made headlines for being stopped twice within a single month by the same officer. One for speeding and then again for crossing double lines.
Do you know you can't pass on the double yellows?
The The Ventura County District Attorney's Office says the DUI case will be handled according to our standard protocols. For defendants without a prior DUI history, the law allows a defendant to plead guilty to reckless driving involving alcohol and/or drugs.
A first-time DUI in California, oftentimes what happens is they plea it down to reckless driving. They will give her 12 months of probation, and oftentimes there's fines that have to be paid.
If a plea is reached, Spears could be placed on probation for 12 months and avoid jail time. Stephanie.
Jacqueline, thank you. Now to our health alert and 2 new studies that show certain weight loss drugs may have health benefits other than just shedding those pounds. ABC News medical correspondent Dr. Darien Sutton is here to break these down for us. Great to see you, Doctor.
Good morning.
Good morning.
New information and data about these GLP medications that are rising in popularity and interest. These new findings come from a large meta-analysis. More than 90,000 patients they followed, Stephanie, and they found that GLP-1 use was associated with a reduced risk of heart attacks, strokes, and cardiovascular death by up to 14%. And these results remain consistent across multiple different GLP-1s in high-risk groups. Now, Stephanie, it's so important to note and remember that there are fundamental medications that reduce our risk of cardiovascular disease. For example, treating cholesterol, blood pressure, diabetes. But what's driving this research is that this is effectively the first intervention that can target multiple cardiovascular risk pathways at once.
I'm sure many individuals who are taking these medications are pleased to hear this, that these GLP-1s can lower their risk of cardiac events. The second study is really interesting because for those same folks on GLP-1s, they have a lower alcohol consumption. So break that down for us.
And this is really interesting because some of us have heard or seen personal accounts of people who are using GLP-1s and have said, I've cut back in my alcohol use, and it's not by determination or will. It's just something that's naturally happened after I've started these medications. And this new study is a small study, but an important signal. It followed obese adults with moderate to severe alcohol use, and it compared the effects of semaglutide, that's the active ingredient Ozempic Wegovy, to a placebo. Now, mind you, all of these groups, or all of these participants, had cognitive behavioral therapy, but we can see some significant results with those who use semaglutide. 52% reduction in heavy drinking days, more than a 60% reduction in the number of days they're drinking, and overall alcohol consumption. Now, these results are dramatic, but this study is still small, so a larger study would be needed to help confirm these results.
All right, so the cravings are overlapping just a bit. Okay, so we were talking about this earlier. There are dozens of these GLP-1s right now. What does the future look like, though, for more of these medications?
It's still incredibly expensive to get these medications. You know, we hear about them all the time, but in most cases, insurance coverage is often limited or denied. There are specific indications, for example, diabetes, certain levels of obesity with BMI cutoffs, or certain cardiovascular risks. But again, for the majority, it's denied. But the conversation is changing. As these benefits pile up on top of each other, the argument of cost becomes a little bit more difficult from the insurance perspective, given the fact that we're seeing these medications reduce not only disease, but hospitalizations and deaths.
Yeah, these treatments have definitely revolutionized beyond obesity and diabetes. Dr. Sutton, thank you so much.
Of course.
Now to those comeback kids, the 76ers beating the Boston Celtics overnight, advancing to the Eastern Conference semis. ABC's Ike Ajachi, our up all night guy, still tracking all the games this morning. How you doing? Great games once again.
Oh my gosh, Whit, these games are keeping me up. We have a seismic shakeup in the East. The Philadelphia 76ers walk into Boston, down 3-1 in the series, and eventually walked out with a Game 7 win.
For the first time in franchise history, the Philadelphia 76ers have come back from 3-1 down.
Overnight in Boston, the underdog Sixers walked into TD Garden and walked out with one of the franchise's most dramatic Game 7 wins ever.
Tyrese is taking over,
knocking out the second-seeded Celtics 109-100. Philly didn't just win the game.
PG turning back the clock.
They won the series after trailing 3-1, rallying to take 3 straight must-win matchups, something the Sixers had never done before in their playoff history. The shock started even before tip-off, when Boston ruled out superstar Jason Tatum less than 2 hours before the game with a left knee issue. But on this night, it was Philly stars who rose to the moment. Joel Embiid played like a man done with early exits. 34 points, 12 boards, 6 assists, bullying his way to the rim and picking apart double teams to keep the Sixers in control all night.
Goes for the contact, has a chance for 3.
Tyrese Maxey, fearless. 30 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists, hitting clutch shots as Boston tries desperately to claw back. Rookie VJ Edgecombe pouring in 23 points, giving Philly that extra scoring punch the Celtics never solved. Boston, meanwhile, just cannot buy a three. The Celtics go 13 for 49 from deep, ice cold for a third straight game, as Jaylen Brown's 33 and Derek White's 26 weren't enough.
You gotta make shots.
Now the 76ers complete just the 14th 3-1 comeback in NBA history and their only second ever Game 7 win on the road, both of them in Boston. Now next up, Embiid, Maxey, and the Sixers head right up the street to Madison Square Garden. Game 1 against the Knicks set for Monday in New York. And the East, all I got to say right now is go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
Some Philly fans right now.
Let's go, baby!
I love
We
this
ready?
New York energy as a native New Yorker. Are you from New York?
I'm from Jersey, but you know, it's all right. It's all right. We're
It's
cousins. We're
across the
cousins.
river.
Did you notice the tie?
I see you. I see you.
Yeah, see, we're ready.
Philly fans, we hear you too.
Yes.
All right, still ahead here.
Support
ESPN
everyone.
insider Shams Charania joins us to preview today's big NBA playoff matchups.
Plus, what to do if you've booked flights on Spirit Airlines now that the discount carrier is out of business.
And our own fashionista, Will Gans, joins us with a look ahead to Monday's Met Gala. Stick around. You're watching Good Morning America. All right, let's take a look at some of the other big stories we're following here on this Sunday morning. An urgent search now for missing Northern Kentucky University student Murray Faust. Police say the 22-year-old was last seen Monday. Friends tell investigators that Faust never made it to class and their phone was left at home. Officers found their backpack on campus during a search last week. Police are now asking the public for help in finding them.
And a recall this morning for nearly 800,000 bottles of Afrin original nasal spray. Bayer saying the travel-sized 6mm bottles lack child-resistant tops. The company saying this poses a risk of poisoning, and Bayer is offering refunds.
In the second round of the NHL playoffs, the Hurricanes shut out the Flyers in Game 1. Canes, fresh off their Ottawa sweep, struck early, scoring 2 in the first period. Goal number 3 happening seconds after a takeaway in the second. Canes win 3-0. Game 2 is tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Okay, and we are going to start this half hour here with advice for Spirit Airlines passengers who abruptly found themselves grounded when the airline shut down. And back again with us this morning is travel expert Katie Nastro from the Going app. Katie, good to see you.
Welcome back.
Thanks so much for having me, even during this devastating and frustrating time
Yes,
it really
for employees
is.
and travelers alike.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We got to think about all of the people involved here. And in this case, even for experienced travelers, this is something most people have never dealt with. So what do you do if you have a ticket with Spirit, you were planning on that trip? What do you do now?
Okay, so we want travelers to be aware if they had any immediate trips and have been impacted, that they do have some options on other carriers. But you need to rebook yourself. Spirit is just not around anymore to help you out. So you need to be proactive and look for what we call rescue fares. These are discounted fares on other carriers that can help you get you where you need to go. As well as we want travelers to understand that the only real silver lining here in this dark cloud is that Spirit has publicly stated that they will be providing these refunds for tickets that they cannot fulfill. So at the very least, you should be expecting to see your money back if you paid with a credit or debit card. So that's some good news at the very least, but you need to have all your ticketing information handy and ready to go.
And Katie, it seems like other airlines are stepping up to cover Spirit's routes. What are the details there?
Yeah, Stephanie, we're seeing that all of the major carriers, American, United, Delta, Southwest, you name it, people are stepping in on these impacted routes to get people where they need to go, either by offering discounts or capped fares so they can't go beyond a certain threshold, because we know, Gio, especially we know, last minute fares are pricey. So in an effort to try to help and reaccommodate these stranded passengers, to get them back to where they need to go and get them back in the air. Yeah.
So this also raises the question of what this all means for long-term airfares and losing an airline like this and competition and everything. Are prices just expected to soar? Less competition?
Whit, I wish I had better news here, but just for some perspective, you know, every time that Spirit was in a market, they actually helped bring fares down by roughly 14%, according to Cirium Analytics. So Unfortunately, the sort of forecast ahead is looking like for these specific markets where other low-cost carriers can't fill the gaps, we're looking at higher fares in an already turbulent time. And, you know, say what you want about Spirit, but we actually owe them a debt of gratitude for helping to have really discounted and affordable fares and putting pressure on the big guys to really, you know, pricing pressure in the downwards direction.
So many people relied on Spirit fares.
For so many years.
For so many years. And when we're thinking about this, we're not thinking about just like one plane that's not taking off. We're thinking about months of planes not taking off. So how many flights, how many passengers were affected by all of this?
Yeah, so just for some perspective, Gio, you know, I think the better way to look at this is how many seats could have been potentially impacted. So across this weekend, again, according to Cirium, roughly 600 domestic flights were scheduled on Spirit. That's roughly 100,000 seats that could have been impacted. Not every seat was sold, of course, but just for the magnitude, this is big. We're watching U.S. aviation history unfold right before our eyes.
Wow. Yeah. Potentially over 1 million people, you know, in the weeks to come. I mean,
weeks and months ahead.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, Katie. Thank you so much.
We look to the NBA playoffs and all the action heating up in the East. The Sixers toppled the Celtics in a thrilling Game 7. 2 more showdowns today will decide who heads to the conference semifinals. And joining us now is ESPN senior NBA insider Shams Charania. Shams, good morning to you. It's always great to have you. So let's jump right into that explosive Game 7 win for the Sixers. What are the key takeaways from last night? How did they pull it off?
Guys, the 76ers stunned the world. They became just the 14th team to come back from a 3-1 series deficit. They became the first ever number 7 seed to beat a number 2 seed in Boston in of all time in a 7-game series. And everything in this entire first-round matchup changed when Joel Embiid got back in the lineup in Game 4. He became the first player ever to score 100-plus points to finish a series after missing the first 3 games. And so Joe Mazzulla, the Boston Celtics head coach, everyone on both sides know that he changed the complexion of everything that happened. Last night, almost a near 30-point triple-double. Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, these guys just have not played sustained amounts of time over the course of their run. Now they're on the court. Now they're mostly healthy. They have BJ Edgecombe in their backcourt as well. So this is a team that's obviously going to have a ton of confidence going into their matchup against the Knicks.
This was a wild game to watch. We went from the Kentucky Derby yesterday afternoon to the playoffs, and this was the first time the Sixers had beat the Celtics since the playoff in 1982. That's a fun fact, thanks to my husband. But now they're up against the Knicks. So what's that going to look like?
It's going to be a battle for sure. I mean, 2 East Coast cities. They're going to be jockeying not only for fan support on both sides at Madison Square Garden and then in Philadelphia as well. But I'm looking at the big men matchup. Joel Embiid against Karl Anthony Towns. These two got into a fight actually in 2019. They both got suspended. There's some history there, and the Knicks will have home court advantage. They have the depth on their side. They're going to be favored in this series. But the momentum, confidence is going to be on the Sixers side as well. They played each other in 2024. The Knicks won back then. But so much has changed with both of these teams in terms of expectations. The Knicks have championship or bust hopes this season. The Sixers now, out of nowhere, are in the second round of these playoffs.
Shams, let's talk about today with the Magic and the Pistons. It's do or die for them. Detroit pulled off that impressive upset there, that comeback in Game 6. So what do you think is going to happen today?
I mean, we could have back-to-back days of teams having 3-1 series leads and losing it, right? In terms of Orlando today, and then yesterday we saw with Boston. And so the Pistons have won back-to-back games in this series. Cade Cunningham, the supporting cast has come on strong, but it was a historic collapse in Game 6 for Orlando. They're without Franz Wagner, one of their star forwards as well. And so Orlando has their backs up against the wall. They're playing in Detroit, and we could see the 15th 3-1 series comeback of all times. Or if Orlando is able to win, that could become the 7th ever 8 seed to upset the number 1 seed.
Wow. And Shams, we don't have much time left, but want to get to this other Game 7, Cavs versus the Raptors. Does one team have an X factor here?
The X factor is Cleveland. They, one, have home court advantage right now, so Game 7 will be in Cleveland. And number 2 is they have Donovan Mitchell. He's known as the best player in this series. There's an expectation for this team to make a run to the finals or the conference finals. And so at home, playing a Game 7 on your home court, Donovan Mitchell has been in this scenario before. I expect him to come out guns blazing.
Shams Charania, always a pleasure. Great games to watch. We appreciate it. You can catch the Pistons take on the Magic starting at 3:30 this afternoon right here on ABC.
And coming up here on Good Morning America, it is time for the fashionistas to get information for the industry's biggest night. That's right, Will. Or wait, because I'm tossing to Will. Will!
That's right. This year, it's all about taking famous works of art and turning them into fashion. We've got the predictions and the guest list. So get ready to strut your stuff, America. We'll be right back.
We are back now on GMA as we count down to the biggest fashion event of the year. Celebrities will be striking a pose on the red carpet Monday at the Met Gala right here in New York City. And ABC's Will Gans is here to reveal what we know about it. Good morning, Will. You are looking sparkling like a piece of art.
Thank you.
Straight up art.
I appreciate the hype, but that's what it's all about this week. Hype for the Met Gala. This year's dress code, by the way, fashion is art. So one way to interpret that would be to take a famous piece of art like Claude Monet's Water Lilies and try to bring that to life on the carpet.
That's what you did.
But I'm just one man, you guys. What other styles, what other A-listers will be there? Take a look.
They don't love you like I love you. Beyonce is back at the Met Gala for the first time since 2016. I'm so reckless when I rock my Givenchy dress. The same year, she dropped Lemonade. Okay, ladies, now let's get information. And now, a decade later, B is co-chairing fashion's biggest night alongside Nicole Kidman, Venus Williams, and Anna Wintour. The theme, costume art.
I think it's exciting because it's such a broad theme. Fashion is art is huge. All fashion is a form of art.
Some guests might choose to bring famous works of art to life on the red carpet.
Madeleine Vionnet, 1931, inspired by the winged victory of Samothraki. This fits so well because it directly translates a famous Greek sculpture into a dress.
Other interpretations of the fashion is art dress code could lean into the human body as the work of art.
The very obvious anatomical references like the Schiaparelli lung dress, the Tom Ford skeleton dress.
I'm working late 'cause I'm a singer. So who has RSVP'd yes? Sabrina Carpenter, Angela Bassett, and Zoe Kravitz, who may or may not be accessorizing with an engagement ring from Harry Styles. And while she's become a Met Gala mainstay, reports are swirling that Zendaya will not be there this year. We'll be waiting on bated breath to see if Lady Gaga or Rihanna show up. But one thing's for sure, you won't be able to miss them if they do.
So for the people who don't understand, why does the Met Gala matter?
It is the Super Bowl of fashion. It's the biggest night in fashion, and it's a huge opportunity for these artists.
That's been there. Oh, yeah, I'm here, I'm locked in, I'm ready to go. The other thing to remember, too, is that this is all a fundraiser, by the way, for the Metropolitan Museum of Art, one of the most extensive collections of history and art in the world. So while it might seem frivolous, it really does matter. Speaking of frivolity, as for the parties, they have already begun. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez hosted a pre-party last night. GMA will be hosting the post-party right here on Tuesday morning, recapping all the action from the red carpet.
Wow.
That's exciting. That's a great look.
Yeah, there's not enough.
Fine, I'll strut.
Yeah, there's not nearly enough sparkle in the outfit. There it is with the painting.
1, 2, 3,
Yes.
4. Spin.
Nailed
spin,
it.
Spin. Get it.
Straight
Get
to the
it.
Met.
Get it.
As we were all marveling at Will Gans'
God.
outfit here, Danny had the line of the morning. What did you say?
I said,
You don't
you
have
stole
to-
that from my closet. Is what I said.
You don't have to get ready when
If you stay
ready. There it is.
Already own that shirt. Oh, thanks for starting
Bye,
the day with
everybody.
us.